Prince Harry is currently haunted by a devastating realization. In his quest to grant his children a life of total freedom, he may have inadvertently stripped them of their very identity and 1,000 years of royal history. Insiders close to the Duke of Sussex suggest that he is now deeply concerned that Archie and Lilibet are growing up as strangers to the land of their birthright, leading him to plot a radical, half-in, half-out existence that could change everything for the family. Hello, dear viewers, and thank you for joining us today as we delve into the latest developments surrounding the House of Windsor. If you find these deep dives into royal life and the complexities of the monarchy intriguing, please take a moment to subscribe to our channel and hit the notification bell. Your support allows us to continue bringing you the most detailed and thoughtful analysis of the stories that matter. The narrative of Prince Harry and Meghan Markle's departure from the United Kingdom in 2020 is one we all know well. At the time, it was framed as a great escape, a move to protect their young family from the perceived intrusions of the British press and the rigid constraints of the royal institution. They sought a sunnier life in Montecito, California, where they could raise their children, Archie and Lilibet, with a sense of normalcy and autonomy. However, as the years have passed, the reality of this self-imposed exile seems to be weighing more heavily on the Duke than ever before. According to recent reports from highly placed royal insiders, Prince Harry is no longer content with a life lived entirely on the other side of the Atlantic. He is reportedly quietly weighing a future that would see his family life split down the middle, divided between the coastal luxury of California and the historic, albeit complicated landscape of the United Kingdom. This isn't just a matter of travel logistics. It is a profound, emotional tug-of-war. Sources indicate that while California is where the family functions on a practical, day-to-day level, providing a stable routine for the children and a base for Meghan's various business ventures, Harry feels a constant emotional gravity, pulling him back to his homeland. To Harry, Britain is described as unfinished business. He has never truly closed that chapter of his life, and the further he gets from his roots, the more he seems to worry about what his children are missing out on. One source, who has known the prince since his formative years at school, shared that Harry views this potential split as something deeply personal. It isn't about politics or power plays within the firm, it's about heritage. He desperately wants Archie and Lilibet to understand the world he came from, the world that shaped him into the man he is today. He wants them to know the history of their ancestors and the weight of the titles they carry. Yet, he is simultaneously terrified of dismantling the stability and privacy they have found in America. It is a classic father's dilemma. How do you give your children wings without cutting them off from their roots? A significant part of this concern involves the next generation of the royal family. Prince Harry is said to harbor a genuine hope that Archie and Lilibet will one day build meaningful relationships with their British cousins, Prince George, Princess Charlotte, and Prince Louis. Currently, the children are growing up in a vacuum, thousands of miles away from the relatives who share their unique life circumstances. Harry understands, perhaps better than anyone, the loneliness that can come with royal life, and he seemingly fears that by isolating his children from their extended family, he is depriving them of a support system that only their cousins could truly provide. However, this desire for a British connection stands in stark contrast to the reality of their current lives. In the United States, Archie and Lilibet are prince and princess, but those titles carry very little weight in the day-to-day culture of California. To their neighbors, they are simply the children of a famous couple. Harry is reportedly beginning to realize that while he values the autonomy the US provides, he carries a persistent concern that his children are growing up disconnected from a fundamental part of who they are. While Harry looks toward the East with a sense of nostalgia and longing, the family's public life in the West continues to evolve into a high-octane, royal celebrity brand. This brings us to some very specific and exciting news for fans of the Sussexes. It is now widely believed that Harry and Meghan will be making a major appearance at the Super Bowl halftime show in 2026. The 2026 Super Bowl is scheduled to take place in Meghan's home state of California, specifically at Levi's Stadium in Santa Clara, on February 8th. Public relations experts, including Kayleigh Cornelius, suggest that this move is a calculated part of their broader strategy. Cornelius notes that Harry and Meghan are incredibly savvy when it comes to managing their public image. Attending an event of this magnitude isn't just about a love for American football, it's about visibility, staying relevant and positioning themselves as a unique royal celebrity brand in the United States. We've seen this before. 4 years ago, Harry attended the Super Bowl in Inglewood, California, alongside his cousin Princess Eugenie. That appearance was seen as a bridge between his two worlds, a royal family member joining him in a quintessential American cultural moment. Now, it seems the Sussexes are looking to make this a permanent fixture of their annual calendar. Grant Harold, a royal expert and former aide to King Charles III, has weighed in on this shift in strategy. He points out that while the Invictus Games remain the project closest to Harry's heart, which is why they prioritized Canada last year, the lack of scheduling conflicts in 2026 opens the door for a Super Bowl appearance. Harold suggests that if the couple begins attending annually, it will become a regular staple of their lives, much like the traditional social calendar of the British royal family. In the UK, the royals have their season, events like Royal Ascot, Trooping the Colour, and the Highland Games at Braemar. Harold argues that Harry and Meghan are essentially creating their own American royal season. By attending high-profile events like the Super Bowl, they are maintaining a level of prestige and public interest that mirrors the traditions they left behind, but on their own terms and in a different cultural context. But does this celebrity status in America compensate for the loss of their roles in the United Kingdom? This is the question that seems to be at the heart of Harry's internal conflict. He loves the privacy and the freedom to walk down a street in Montecito without the same level of scrutiny he faced in London. He values the ability to choose his own projects and speak his own mind. But there is a price to pay for that freedom. The reality is that on paper, Archie and Lilibet are a prince and princess of the United Kingdom. But in practice, they are American children. They will grow up with American accents, American education, and American values. For Harry, who was raised in the heart of the British establishment, the realization that his children may never truly feel British is a bitter pill to swallow. He reportedly fears that he has made an irreversible mistake. Not in leaving, perhaps, but in how completely he severed the ties. This half-in, half-out plan he is reportedly considering is an attempt to bridge that gap. He wants the best of both worlds: the safety and celebrity of America, and the heritage and family connections of Britain. However, as many royal commentators have pointed out, the half-in, half-out model was exactly what the late Queen Elizabeth II explicitly rejected during the Sandringham Summit in 2020. The monarchy, as an institution, has historically been very clear. You are either a working royal, representing the crown, or you are a private citizen. There is very little room for a middle ground, yet Harry seems determined to find one, if not for himself, then for his children. He wants them to walk the halls of Windsor Castle and understand that it is their history too. He wants them to know their grandfather, King Charles, not just as a face on a screen or a voice on a phone, but as a living, breathing part of their lives. The conflict of upbringing between Harry and Meghan is also a factor that insiders frequently mention. While Harry is looking back at his roots, Meghan is reportedly focused on the future. As a native Californian, she understands the machinery of Hollywood and the power of the American media landscape. For her, Archie and Lilibet's future may lie in the royal celebrity brand, being the next generation of global icons who use their platform for philanthropy and media production. This creates a subtle but significant tension in their parenting styles. One parent wants to preserve a royal legacy that dates back centuries, while the other wants to forge a new path in a modern, fast-paced world. The children are caught in the middle of this cultural tug-of-war. They are growing up without the presence of their cousins, George, Charlotte, and Louis, the very people who could most relate to their unique status. The bond between royal siblings and cousins has historically been a cornerstone of the family's internal support system. By being physically and emotionally distant, Archie and Lilibet are missing out on those formative years of shared experience. As we look toward 2026 and the potential for more high-profile appearances at events like the Super Bowl, it's clear that the Sussexes are doubling down on their American identity. But beneath the glamour of the halftime shows and the star-studded guest lists, Prince Harry's persistent concern remains. He is a man caught between two worlds, trying to navigate a path that honors his past while protecting his family's future. The half-in, half-out dream is a gamble. It requires a level of reconciliation with the royal family that currently seems far off, given the strained relations between Harry and his brother, Prince William, and the ongoing health challenges facing King Charles and the Princess of Wales. It also requires the British public to accept a version of royalty that exists primarily as a transatlantic celebrity brand, a concept that has met with significant resistance in the UK. As Harry watches his children grow, the ticking of the clock must feel louder every day. Archie is no longer a toddler, and Lilibet is quickly following suit. The window for them to form a natural, organic bond with their British heritage is narrowing. Will Harry's plan to split their time be enough to bridge the divide? Or will Archie and Lilibet eventually view their royal titles as nothing more than a curious footnote in their American lives? It is a poignant situation for any parent to face, but when the stakes involve the British throne and 1,000 years of history, the pressure is unimaginable. Harry's desire to give them freedom was born out of love, but his fear that he has taken away their history is a burden he will likely carry for a long time. We want to hear from you on this complex issue. Do you think Prince Harry is right to be concerned about his children's lack of connection to the UK? Can a half-in, half-out lifestyle actually work, or is it an impossible dream? And what are your thoughts on their potential appearance at the 2026 Super Bowl? Is it a smart branding move, or a step too far away from their royal roots? Please share your thoughts in the comments section below. We always enjoy reading your perspectives and engaging in a respectful discussion about the future of the monarchy. Before you go, if you enjoyed this in-depth look at the Duke and Duchess of Sussex and the challenges they face, please give this video a thumbs up. It really helps our channel reach more people who share your interests. And if you haven't already, please subscribe and join our community. We have much more royal news and analysis coming your way very soon. Thank you for spending your time with us today. We appreciate your viewership and your engagement. Until next time, take care and stay tuned for more updates on the world's most famous family. Goodbye for now.